Okay, now I could, of course, go one by one on all of these steps, but this would consume lots of time from me, so I decided to speed up. I'm just going to give this prompt to the agent. So please, buddy, just do everything which is in group 2, because that's, to be honest, not that exciting for me at the end. And then, of course, I will take a quick look on the result. Yes, you can also do this, but let's be sane and ask him if this is okay or not. What I can do now, before it just jumps on it, let's switch over to plan mode. Therefore, my question will fit. It will basically come back to me in a second. Now it is reviewing all of this shit. No hard objections to batching. Locking soft fail defaults into the plan now. Okay. And now he gave me a plan. I mean, because this is what I asked by the plan, right? So this is a temporary file and I can read through what is going to happen. So this is it. It has a massive to-dos. And all I need to do is just to hit build, and then I go and make some breakfast until the agent works, and then I come back and check what has happened. So, the agent has just finished after I had my breakfast, and there are massive changes as expectable, and also many changes in the test cases. So what I will do now, I keep this sub-plan open, and I will just go through checking what was done. So let's start with the monitoring observability test cases, and there is quite a few. So extra unexpected, this is a very, very typical thing people can do. So he has established a template with an off, and somebody is sending in an unexpected extra. This was causing panic. That's bad, especially if code logic is calculating the labels for some reason, like you want to add dynamic instances, meaning something. Zero value metric template. So somebody did not really add too much details to this. Okay, I think these are all really good changes. Okay, of course I have the background knowledge what this library does, right? So I can evaluate way better probably than you what test cases are added, but many of them seems to be very, very logical to me. So the HTTP server metric set. To be honest, all looks fine to me and valid. What about here? I think I will accept this. What about here? In the logging area, I just introduced one, so the hot area is definitely the metrics, and that's true. Actually, that's way more complicated what this library brings. This test case is very funny, to be honest. I never considered such a thing. So the main point, as I see, that it is doing type aliases and then reusing the type aliases. Our original tests were using int, string, bool, and whatever, so I'm not entirely sure, to be honest, what is the value of this test. So let's ask back the agent. And as you see, any point in time you can ask back from the agent if something is not trivial. Ah, mm-hmm. Okay. This is definitely valuable because this can happen, obviously, in a service code. That looks good. And just for clarity, so now if I run them, I guess all of the test cases should be green. It is. And what about this guy? The monitoring, where way more test cases were added. And all of them looked pretty reasonable, or green. So whatever the guy did with the code definitely seems to be okay. We don't need this anymore. And now what I will do, I go and check at least sporadically into the code. And now what, due to my experience, is important, that when such a major change was done by the agent, you have to be really, really cautious with the introduced utility methods, like probably this one, because what agents love to do, they can very quickly create lots of internal methods, so to speak. And here I just wanted to show you something from the AI rules we maintain centrally, because that's a good thing. So it's in the generic coding rules. Best practices, so not a must. This area, internal helper methods. It's not a coincidence. We wrote it there. So the whole point is that please don't introduce to me 50 internal helper methods while the unit, whatever class or struct, whatever, just has way less public facing things. So to quickly feel that, it's converse to even switch to the outline. And this is now Go code, so I will hunt for private methods. Everything which is starts with a small letter and not a capital one, those are private in Golang. So this is it. And actually the overlapping thing is a global function. It's not part or member of the metric template. And at least So this is really used in multiple places. There, and there, and another, and there. So seems to be okay-ish, not over-engineering from this perspective. And that's good. What about other areas? Private methods I'm hunting again. Well, no method, but definitely added locking. That's good. And this makes sense because these are the marker methods. So once the request succeeded, the request failed. Oh yeah, we might need definitely some sort of locking. However, here I have a question because all we do is that we invoke the underlying counter increment method. This is coming from the Prometheus library. So isn't it possible actually that the race condition is already handled there? Let's ask the agent. And then this extra layer of locking is not even a good idea. I did not spot it during the planning phase. I just believed the agent. I think somewhere it's there. But not even, I don't even spot it. Okay, never mind, let's don't overcomplicate. So it introduced some extra locking. This is HTTP client. Ah, forget it. Now I see it. My bad, totally. So this is this part. This here. Concurrent map rights, races, HTTP lazy sets. The problem here is, as you can see, that first we try to find if the underlying metric is already exists. You see here in the map we have an internal map for that. This guy here, this. And this is not an atomic thing. So basically what it wanted to do and protect with this lock is this part, not this part. Okay, then it makes lots of sense. And this has added the locking everywhere. It's obviously good. So let's keep that. But as you see, I'm really going through every single stuff and trying to understand what the agent did. I'm reviewing the agent. I think this is totally the same, so we are protecting the internal registry, basically, with this lock. And that's good. That's very, very good, especially in an HTTP server where we do know that lots of imperialism happening there. This all makes lots of sense. So I also keep this file. And then it's coming a bit more, not that much changes. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. This is a sync once. Nice pattern. Nice pattern. Good. We obviously overlooked this point as well previously. So that was the monitoring. To be honest, all look very, very good there. And he made some changes also here. This is what actually this was talking about, the kind versus concrete type. You see, this is exactly that code piece. So originally the logic was when we are building the log labels from any type, into something, our internal log label, we went with the kind. So it makes sense together with this explanation. And now what it does, one more extra step. Okay, I think I understand it. It looks good. Also brought them together. Makes sense. Okay, what else I have missed? So in the monitoring goal, there are more changes. Hmm. Hmm. Our agent was a little bit proactive. Yeah, nice stuff. So actually, here in the plan and the problems, now let's talk a bit about this. So the group 2 problems, when we really had code like, sorry, group 1 problems, these ones, when we really have some panics. When somebody runs an instance here, those panics. Ah, something else. Hmm. Yeah, this was the vid thing. Okay, so that's still, panic is still there, fine. But if the underlying type, for whatever reason, is not there, then we just create the shell or wrapper counter type, which has nothing inside, and that's unregistered. This is cool. Okay, to feel it a bit better, monitoring go. Let's ask which test case covers this. I think we will feel it better from the test case. Mm, okay. We set the global labels, okay. And then this is the overlap. And this is the overlap, okay. Well, looks good. Looks really good. So this is the perfect example when agents can be very useful because they can find problems what you easily overlooked during engineering. And that's definitely a big power. Okay. Last but not least, let's see if the progress was documented. Well, as far as I can see immediately, it was. Now this is all done. But I don't like that now we have lost the group. Now it's better. But wait. Mm-hmm. Now, I think we are ready. Let's verify this back. And now is coming group 1, which is a little bit of different because we need to think a bit about API as well. But before I move on, let's do a git commit. Just for the record, I'm working in a feature branch, right? And nothing goes to main at the moment. Oh, password. So we will release everything in one go. And I think now looks good. We have a clean state. We are really ready to move on to the big thing. Let's do it in a separate video.